People have asked me, is AI going to take your job? AI used by somebody else will take your job. And so what is AI?
We can't miss this time.
But I think there are two types of AIs that will be extremely popular. You don't have to produce chips, you don't have to produce software, but you have to produce intelligence. And you're making a very big bet on Japan.
Yes.
Japan must take advantage.
You should also help some donation, right?
Every time I see Masa, it costs me money.
Bill Gates said the PC on every desktop. Steve says, smartphone on every your hand. I think now we should say AI agents to everybody. So each of us should have our own personal agents.
Could you imagine an AI agent that knows you your whole life? Well, Masa-san, could you imagine if today you were the largest shareholder?
Oh my God.
这一集呢，黄仁勋会告诉你两种最应该关注的 AI， 一个是看不见的，一个是看得见的。这是黄仁勋在日本的东京人工智慧高峰会里面的精华整理，对谈里面超多超贵的爆料啊！当年呢，软银的孙正义曾经主动说要借钱给黄仁勋，让黄仁勋有钱可以买下整个 NVIDIA 吧。因为这个孙桑呢认为黄仁勋还要辛苦一阵子，结果呢，黄仁勋没有借。这软银啊，辨认早期成功者真的超级有一套，也曾经早期投资阿里巴巴。5年前，软银持有 5% 的 NVIDIA 股份，结果呢太早卖掉了，现在的价值是接近1800亿美金啊！然后两个人呢就一起哭晕，超级有趣的互动，同时又让你看见未来，跟你分享。
Hello, Japan. Welcome to NVIDIA AI Summit. At the core, NVIDIA is a simulation technology company. We simulate physics. We simulate virtual worlds. We simulate intelligence. Through our simulations, we help you predict the future. So in many ways, NVIDIA builds time machines. Today, we're going to talk to you about some of our latest breakthroughs. But most importantly, this is an event about the Japan ecosystem. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Masa.
Ah, great Jensen.
Let me tell you something. I don't know if you know this. So I've been in the technology industry a long time. Started in the PC revolution. The computer industry went from PC to internet to cloud to mobile cloud to AI.
Yeah. Long journey.
Masa is the only entrepreneur, only innovator in the world that has selected the winner and partnered with the winner in every single generation. Remember, it was Masa that brought Bill Gates to Japan. It was Masa that invented or brought Jerry Yang to Japan. It was Masa that made possible for China's cloud industry to happen, Alibaba. It was Masa that brought Steve Jobs to Japan and the iPhone. And many of you probably don't know this, but at one point, Masa was the largest shareholder of NVIDIA.
Yes. Oh.
It's okay. we can cry together. Yeah, Masa, one of the things that we announced today together is building the AI grid of Japan.
Yeah.
And the AI grid will have AI factories for developing the AI models. It'll have AI RAN to distribute the AI models all over Japan. The architecture of the AI factory and the AI RAN that we worked on together is revolutionary.
Yep.
the world has nothing like this. Japan will be the world's first.
Yeah, every other telco have to follow this new wave.
Yep. And so several things that I want to ask you. So one, how would SoftBank use this yourself for SoftBank and your subsidiaries? And how do you imagine this AI grid will revolutionize AI here in Japan?
And with your support, we are creating the largest AI data center here in Japan, which I'm talking with Miyakawa that we should provide this platform to many of those researchers, the students, the startups, so that we can encourage with, we are trying to subsidize so that they have a better access, much more compute.
Yeah. Well, building infrastructure is very capital intensive.
Yes.
And you're making a very big bet on Japan.
Yes.
Japan must take advantage.
Totally.
Must take advantage of this time. And artificial intelligence is very different than software.
Right.
Artificial intelligence requires that you have data, that you have domain expertise.
Yes.
If you are an artist, you have domain expertise.
Exactly.
If you develop video games, you have domain expertise. If you look for drugs, you discover drugs, you have domain expertise. If you have domain expertise, you can describe your expertise in data. That data could be used to train an AI model. Yep. That AI model becomes your artificial intelligence.
We can't miss this time.
Cannot miss this time. And of course, in order to be part of the AI revolution, you need infrastructure.
Right.
This type of software, because it's machine learning,
you're going to buy a lot of your chip.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
and you need infrastructure. You need AI factories.
Yes.
Without the infrastructure, it's not possible to create AI.
Totally.
And that's the reason why SoftBank is building the AI grid in Japan.
Yes.
And you will catalyze, you will activate, you will turbocharge all of the activity that's here already.
We're going to show by our example.
Yeah. And hopefully, today we have 350 startups in Japan.
Yes.
350 startups that we work with out of 22,000 in the world.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
That's right.
And so we must encourage the young entrepreneurs, the innovators, to jump, to leap, to engage AI. The infrastructure is coming.
Yeah, so as I said, Miyakawa and I are discussing. We're going to create the largest AI data center here in Japan. So we are going to provide a lot of encouraging program, subsidize the compute power for that, so that they can use almost free, almost free to try out their new models, try out their whatever the applications of AI. You should also help some donation, right?
Okay.
Hey, Jensen. For some startup and researchers.
This is the last time I'm inviting Masa to. Every time I see Masa, it costs me money.
Yeah. Well, that's good for everybody.
Yes. Very happy about that. Yeah. Masa, what are you most excited about for the future of AI in Japan? What do you hope? What is your dream?
Well, look, as you say, I am passionate about AI robotics. I think the AI medical solutions. I think medical AGI is definitely coming. I think a lot of new agents. So we have Line, we have Yahoo, and other services, PayPay. We can make many specific AI agents for helping Japanese lifestyle. That cannot just come from US. We know about Japanese behaviors, the cultures, local intelligence and APIs to many sites in Japan, so that I think agents. I think you mentioned about enterprise AI agents. Definitely, I support that. I'm excited about that. But also, I think personal agents will really come to every one of us. Bill Gates said the PC on every desktop. Steve says, smartphone on every your hand. I think now we should say AI agents to everybody. So each of us should have our own personal agents.
That's right.
That will help make our plans for trip, vacations, right? Educations.
And it follows you your whole life.
Yeah.
Could you imagine an AI agent that knows you your whole life?
Exactly.
One of the things, Masa, that countries are awakening to is that the data of their country, their citizens' data, encodes the country's knowledge, its culture, its intelligence. And that data belongs to the country.
Exactly.
Like it's national resource.
National security. National
right.
security. So
And that country, every country, should process that data, process and turn it into its AI for its own people.
Totally.
Makes no sense to outsource that to somebody else.
No. This is very important. It's a sovereign data center.
Yeah.
That each sovereign, each country, each government have to have migrate their national security data into their own data center, AI data center. That becomes the something that you have to have in your own country. Each country have to have national security, data security. I think that will become regulated to each protection of each countries.
Yeah. Every country will produce its own intelligence. Of course, every company will produce their own intelligence, their own AI.
Yeah.
How is it possible that a company does not create its own AI?
Yeah.
A company
it's
is
like
intelligent.
giving your brain away to somebody else.
That's right. And so I think the world is awakening to this idea. And the most important part is the first part, is that a national grid, an AI grid has to exist.
Right.
You cannot have an automotive industry if there are no roads.
Totally.
And so now you have built the AI roads for Japan. On top of it, all kinds of new services, new companies can flourish.
Totally.
So I'm really excited about that. Well, Masa-san, could you imagine if today you were the largest shareholder?
Oh my God. Yeah, we tried.
We tried. We tried 2 times. Was it 3 times? I thought it was 2 times.
No. The first time, we became your shareholder by ourselves, buying from the market. We talk about we even talk about
Some things we shouldn't share.
Right? That you and I had a private talk 10 years ago.
Don't say it.
10 years ago in my garden.
No, I know. I regret.
In my garden,
I regret.
at my home.
There's nothing. Okay, let me tell you what Masa said. Are you guys ready? So Masa said, Jensen, the market does not understand the value of NVIDIA. Your future is incredible.
Yes.
But the market doesn't understand it.
That was 10 years ago.
And your journey of suffering will continue for some time because you are inventing this future. So, let me give you the money to buy NVIDIA. He wanted to lend me money to buy NVIDIA, all of it. Now I regret not taking it. That was a great idea. Okay,
That was the greatest idea, right?
Now we're both sad.
That was one month after I acquired ARM.
Yes, yes.
Huh?
And then we talked about combining the two companies.
Yes, yes.
That was another.
Yeah, that was a
that was a
third
good
one.
dream too.
That was the third one. That was the third attempt.
Yeah.
Right? The first, we talked about this privatizing. Then second was I just bought from the market. And then the third time was merger. 3 attempts. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Well, now we're going to create incredible value together.
Yes.
So NVIDIA and SoftBank are going to partner together.
Yeah, market is so huge.
Oh, it's incredible.
So huge.
Yeah.
So huge. So huge.
And so I am so happy. I'm so happy that we're doing something of this great significance.
Many things that we can collaborate.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Masa-san,
Thank
ladies
you.
and gentlemen, Son-san. And so what is AI? What is AI? We talk about AI in a lot of different ways, but I think there are 2 types of AIs that will be extremely popular. And there are 2 mental models that I think are very helpful. It's very helpful to me. The first AI is basically a digital AI worker. These AI workers can understand, they can plan, and they can take action. These digital AI workers, we call them AI agents, are essentially like digital employees. And just like digital employees, you have to train them, you have to create data to welcome them to your company, teach them about your company. You train them for their particular skills depending on what function you would like them to have. You evaluate them after you're done training them to make sure that they learned what they're supposed to learn. You guardrail them to make sure that they perform the job they're asked to do and not the jobs they're not asked to do. And of course, you operate them, you deploy them, provide them energy from Blackwell, the AI tokens from Blackwell, and they interact with other agents to work as a team to solve problems. Well, you're going to see all kinds of different agents, and we created several things to make it easier for the ecosystem to be able to build AI agents for companies. 3 parts: NeMo, NIMs, and blueprints. These are all references. They're available to you in source form so that you could use it as you like and build your AI agent workforce. None of these agents can do 100% of anyone's task, anybody's job. None of the agents can do 100%. However, all of the agents will be able to do work for 50% of your work. This is the great achievement. Instead of thinking about AI as replacing the work of 50% of the people, you should think that AI will do 50% of the work for 100% of the people. By thinking that way, you realize that AI will help boost your company's productivity, boost your productivity. You know, people have asked me, you know, is AI going to take your job? And I always say, because it's true, AI will not take your job. AI used by somebody else will take your job. And so be sure to activate using AI as soon as you can. So the first is digital AI agents. Digital. These are digital AIs. The second application is physical AI. The same basic technology is now embodied, sits inside a mechanical system. Of course, robotics is going to be one of the most important industries in the world.
Physical AI embodies robots like self-driving cars that safely navigate the real world, manipulators that perform complex industrial tasks, and humanoid robots who work collaboratively alongside us. Plants and factories will be embodied by physical AI, capable of monitoring and adjusting its operations or speaking to us. NVIDIA builds 3 computers to enable developers to create physical AI. The models are first trained on DGX. Then, the AI is fine-tuned and tested using reinforcement learning physics feedback in Omniverse. And the trained AI runs on NVIDIA Jetson AGX robotics computers. NVIDIA Omniverse is a physics-based operating system for physical AI simulation. Robots learn and fine-tune their skills in Isaac Lab, a robot gym built on Omniverse, and with Groot workflows like Groot Gen to generate diverse learning environments and layouts, Groot Mimic to generate large-scale synthetic motion datasets based on a small number of real-world captures, and Groot Control for neural whole-body control. This is just one robot. Future factories will orchestrate teams of robots and monitor entire operations through thousands of sensors. For factory digital twins, they use an Omniverse blueprint called Mega. With Mega, the factory digital twin is populated with virtual robots and their AI models, the robots' brains. The robots execute a task by perceiving their environment, reasoning, planning their next motion, and finally converting it to actions. These actions are simulated in the environment by the world simulator in Omniverse, and the results are perceived by the robot brains through Omniverse sensor simulation. Based on the sensor simulations, the robot brains decide the next action, and the loop continues, while Mega precisely tracks the state and position of everything in the factory digital twin. This software-in-the-loop testing brings software-defined processes to physical spaces and embodiments, letting industrial enterprises simulate and validate changes in an Omniverse digital twin before deploying to the physical world, saving massive risk and cost. The era of physical AI is here, transforming the world's heavy industries and robotics.
Incredible times. So we have 2 robotic systems. One that's digital, we call AI agents, and you use them in your office collaborating with your employees. And then the second is a physical AI system, robotics, and these physical AIs will be products that the companies build. And so companies will use AI to increase the productivity of our employees, and we will use AI to drive and power the products that we sell. You don't have to produce chips, you don't have to produce software, but you have to produce intelligence. It is vital, it is core to who you are, it is core to who we are. And so we have the new industry, AI factories. And that's the reason why I call it's a new industrial revolution. The last time this happened was 300 years ago when electricity was discovered, the generation of electricity and the distribution of electricity. And a new type of factory was created. And that new factory was a power plant. And a new industry was created called energy. Several hundred years ago, there was no such thing as an energy industry. It happened during the Industrial Revolution. Now we have a new industry, never existed before. Artificial intelligence sits on top of the computer industry. But it is utilized, it is created by every industry. You have to create your own AI. Today, we're announcing that we're partnering with SoftBank to bring and to build an AI infrastructure for Japan. Together, we're going to build Japan's largest AI factory. It's going to be built out of NVIDIA DGX. When it's built, it'll have 25 AI exaflops. Just remember, the largest supercomputer in the world just recently was 1 exaflops. This is 25 exaflops for an AI factory to produce the AI. But in order to distribute the AI, SoftBank is going to integrate NVIDIA's Aerial. By doing that, we can unify and combine the radio computers, the basebands, and the AI computers from 5G RAN we can now evolve and reinvent the telecommunications network into AI RAN. It will be able to carry voice, data, video, but in the future, we will also carry AI. A new type of information, intelligence. This will be distributed across SoftBank's 200,000 sites here in Japan, serve 55 million customers, AI factory, and to produce the AI, and AI distribution networks to distribute AI RAN to distribute the AI. We're also going to put on top of it a new type of store, an AI store, so that the AIs that were created by SoftBank and the AIs created by third parties could be provided to the 55 million customers. And there will be a new store that makes AI available to everybody. This is just a magnificent development. What will result is an AI grid that runs across Japan. Now, this AI grid will be part of infrastructure, and one of the most important infrastructures. Remember, you needed factories and roads, part of the infrastructure, so that you could make and distribute goods. You need energy and communications, part of the infrastructure. Every time you create something fundamentally new for the infrastructure, new industries and new companies are created, new economic opportunities, new prosperity. If not for roads and factories, how would we have the Industrial Revolution? If not for energy and communications, how would we have the IT revolution? Each one of these new infrastructures open up new opportunities. And so it's incredibly exciting for me to partner with SoftBank to make this possible in Japan.